Hello, welcome in the new part, new point with the new video. The years of depression. The years of depression in 1929. The years of depression occurred in the 1929, but it made effect on the world. What effect it made, we are going to see in the case of Germany. The years between 1924 and 1928 saw some stability. In the years of 1924 to 1928, there was some stability in the economy of the Germany, but it was built on the sand. It was not permanent. Built on the sand, it was not permanent. The changes which were seen here were temporary because the German economy was completely dependent, totally dependent on the short-term loans, which mostly provided by the USA. The German investment and industries recovery were totally dependent on short-term loans, largely from the USA. This support was withdrawn when the Wall Street Exchange crashed in 1929. The support of the USA investors were withdrawn in 1929 when the Wall Street Exchange failed. There was fall or it crashed of the USA economy. Fearing a fall in a prices, people made frantic efforts to sell their shares. People were in threat, made their shares are losing the value. In that mind, people made hurriedly some efforts to sell their shares. On a single day, that is on the 24th October, 13 million shares were sold. This was the start of the Great Economic Depression. On the 24th October, we can say this was the Great Economic Depression. The Great Economic Depression may vary from nation to nation. Over the next 3 years, between 1929 and 1932, the national income of USA fell by half. Due to this depression, we can see here in the upcoming years, 1929 to 1932, the income of USA fell half, 50% reduced. Factories were shut down, exports fell, farmers were badly hit, and speculate those who invest in the market speculates withdrew their money from the market. The effects of this recession, the decline of the economy, the US economy were felt worldwide. The effects of this fall of the USA economy spread throughout the world. Worldwide effects are seen due to this economical depression in the America, in the USA. German economy also was hit badly. The German economy was the first hit by the economic crisis. By 1932, industrial production was reduced to 40% of the 1929 level. How it failed, how it hit it is given in the example. The industrial production was reduced to 40% of the 1929 level. Workers lost their jobs or were paid reduced wages. Due to this depression, the industrial production reduced, and due to this reducing the production, the workers lost their jobs or may paid their payment reduced, their wages were reduced. Now, the corona effects we are looking. Many industries are not working. If the industries are not working, people lost their jobs. May all not lost the job, but some are working in the industries, but they are not fully paid as earlier. So this is in that same way, the same was happened in a Germany also during the year of the depression. The number of unemployed touched an unprecedented 6 million. Earlier it was not happen. Unemployment also increased. On the streets of Germany, you could see men with placard around their necks saying, willing to do any work. The unemployment was rose highly. People were ready to do any work. Just they were not ready to do any work. They made placards, hanging cards in their neck, which was showing They are unemployed and they want to work anything what they get. Unemployment. Youths played cards or simply sat at the street corner or disparately queued up at the local employment exchange. Due to this unemployment, people get busy in other activities which were not good for the society. They get busy in the playing cards, or sitting in the corners, spending time as it is, or losing with the loosed hopes. They were queued in the employment exchange in the hope may they get some work. As jobs disappeared, the youth took to criminal activities and total despair become commonplace. So unemployment given rise to the crimes. Unemployed people get busy to make the crimes or become criminals. The economic crisis created deep anxiety and fears in people. Due to this economic crisis, the people minds changed. The anxiety taken place in the mind. People middle class, especially salaried employees and pensioners, saw their saving diminish, getting finished when the currency lost its value. Small businessmen, the self-employed and retailers suffered as their businesses got ruined. Every section of economy got affected due to these years of depression in the economy of the USA. We are looking about the Germany. So all these things are happened in a Germany during the years of depression in this period. These sections of society were filled with the fear of proletariatization and anxiety of being reduced to the rank of the working class, or worse still, the unemployed. Only organized workers could manage to keep their heads above water, but unemployment weakened their bargaining power. Big businesses was in crisis. The large mass of peasantry was affected by a sharp fall in the agricultural prices, and women were unable to fill their children's stomachs, were filled with a sense of deep despair. Every person in the country were affected. Some lost their jobs, some reduced, some investment diminished, some were in the fear may they lose their rank. Only the people who were busy or worked in the organized sector, in the government sector, they were able to come out from this crisis or manage their expenses. The same is now happening due to this corona. Everywhere, this situation you can see in your society, in your neighboring places. Observe properly, listen properly, all crisis, all things, and you can get the idea of the economic crisis. Easily you will understand the years of depression, what happened in the Germany due to it. Defects. What defects were there? Politically too, Weimar Republic was fragile. Economically, we have seen here what depressions were there, what effects of the depression taken place in a Germany. But the politically also country was not strong. The Weimar Republic, which was newly existed, it was fragile. The Weimar constitution had some inherent defects. Some defects were there in the constitution, which made it unstable and vulnerable to dictatorship. One was proportional representation. There were defects in the Weimar Republic. The first was, or one was, the proportional representation. The reserved representation was there. Due to this proportional representation, it was not easy to make majority or to get a majority any party. So it was needing there to make the coalition government, and to lead the coalition government or rule with the coalition government is a not easy task. It is a very difficult task to the government, to the chief minister or the chief of the government to rule there with the coalition parties. Another defect, that was the Article 48. The next defeat in the Weimar Republic was the Article 48. What was this Article 48? This Article 48, which gave the President the powers to impose emergency. Through the Article 48, President got the right to impose emergency in the country. Not only impose the emergency but also suspend the civil rights and rule by decree. Decree, an official order that has the force of law. This is the official order. Forcibly, the president can rule in the country through the Article 48. Within its short life, the Weimar Republic saw 20 different cabinets lasting on average 239 days, and a liberal use of Article 48. Yet the crisis could not be managed. People lost confidence in the democratic parliamentary system, which seemed to offer no solution. So all these crises which were taking place in Germany on the political field, in the economical field, given lead or people lost the trust from the democracy or the parliamentary system. People now believing someone should come there and bring out us from this all crisis, all this suffering. So here we have seen in this point, we have seen what clashes, what crises were occurred in a Germany. What was the background in the Germany for rising the dictator of the Germany, that is the Hitler. So till here we have understand what was the background for rising the Hitler in a Germany. In the next point, in the next video, we will discuss about the Hitler rise to power, how he came to power, what theories he used to come in a power.